Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about how I used my iPad as a college student at UBC, as well as for work and for tutoring. And I'll be talking about some of the apps I used, how I take notes, and whether or not getting an iPad for university is worth it. So if that all sounds good, please hit the like button, um, subscribe and follow the channel as that helps as well. And yeah, let's get on with the video. So I got my iPad in 2019 when I first started university, and I just got the base model iPad 6 with like 64 gigabytes of storage. And I honestly think that combined with like an Apple Pencil is really good investment for students because of like the functionality that you can do. And honestly, you don't need to get anything too fancy like the iPad Air or iPad Pro unless you're a professional and you're using it for work and more than just the usual note-taking and stuff. But as far as what I use mine for in the day-to-day, it's note-taking, um, as well as like annotating PDFs and textbooks. And honestly, in the 4 years of my degree and like the classes I took, I would say probably 90% of the time I would not purchase the textbook. I would just get the PDF on my iPad and just use that as the annotation, as well as for doing practice questions, as well as annotating lectures, which I'll talk about more shortly. I think that all makes the iPad extremely valuable. And some other use cases that I have. In terms of what I would do day to day as a student, I would basically import the slides into the GoodNotes app or OneNote app, and I would look at like the outlined or the learning objectives as well as the slides prior to actually going to class. And I just try to answer the learning objectives in as much detail as I possibly could. And this would be very beneficial because it would allow me to retain and kind of know what's going to be talked about that day so I could ask questions. And then during class, anything that I'm confused on, I will star and or just annotate along whatever is being talked about. And after the class, I take this information and put it onto a Quizlet and or go to office hours to ask about anything I'm unsure about, as well as think about potential questions that could be asked and things that would be like on the exams. And also I'd be studying this material with my friends to make sure I'm understanding exactly what is being talked about and everything like that. And overall, the iPad has been very beneficial in that regard because I no longer have to like worry about the paper copies of things or using a laptop because that is a little bit more difficult to get everything down while you're typing and for retention purposes. But I think using a laptop as well is it's still valuable and it's still good because you can still do the same type of annotations and just take notes, and then most of the learning happens when you're doing the higher level thinking processes anyway, like thinking about the test questions or the learning objectives, as well as like making your own questions and stuff like that and testing yourself. And in terms of the apps I actually use day to day, I'll usually use the calendar app to basically schedule everything I need to do. I'll use the notes app to make to-do list and to plan my videos or whatever else I need to. I will definitely use email and files. So files I will use while studying on my own or teaching students because I can basically get the PDF or whatever of a textbook and use like the annotation function to answer the question and then check my answer and all that sort of stuff. And this basically replaces the need to get physical textbooks, and it's especially useful when I'm commuting to school or so, and I don't want to carry the entire textbook. And as well as I have an anatomy app that I used while I was taking anatomy courses, Google Calendar, Google Drive, as well as another very much used app for me is Quizlet. So I'll use this to like study my flashcards or whatever and go through questions and use active learning either in flashcard mode, learn mode, test mode, or match mode. Lastly, primarily for my note-taking in class, in lecture, and as well as my tutoring and teaching students. So this allows me to say input the book into the app and annotate, and basically, let's say, write out and actively think about, okay, what is this bone? Scapula. Okay, what is this? Humerus. Just by whiting out the labels that are there, and that promotes active learning as well. And also stuff like YouTube and podcasts are great to learn things and all that sort of stuff. From my perspective, I don't think having just the iPad can replace the need for a computer, but it is a great add-on, especially while for me I use it mostly for teaching and stuff as well, because I can put in the worksheets and homework and annotate along with the students. Another very valuable aspect in which the iPad has added value to my life is the ability to kind of read a lot more books. And whenever I have chances, when I'm not like super busy, I like to read a lot of books that can kind of help you grow as a person, teach you lots of things, and learn about lots of different things like taxes and stuff like that. So I think getting something that gives you that ability is great and will add a lot of value. During the time I was commuting to school in first year, I was probably reading about a book or so a week just because I had the time and the iPad, so you could make the most out of the opportunity. Which iPad I would recommend in say 2023? I would say go to like Apple's site and then just get like the 9th generation or get a refurbished model, which you can find by going to Certified Refurbed. And be sure to go to Apple Education's website and just get one that's like from here, because you'll be able to save some money as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe and follow for more videos. I'll be trying to produce as much as I can to provide as much value to all of you as possible. And thank you so much for watching.